I was your former son for disciple, the host of Spiritual Drive Show. She am a mama pay, I bring power, the power of life, Herbal Center, and I was Spiritual Drive Show. So, aha, the share home near my bit said, Obeda Sudana winning Obida, Obasudana Woody, and I said, Obi, our pioneer, one our dying, and I said, Yari bit is a stroke, diabetes, hepatitis B. And I said, oh, pet, I will. I be discussing in a show you. So, there was a your bomb pie amount, Mamma, the bomb pie amount. There was a dear drew council, a draw away also, and the back count, Amawanya, Wahato.
And auntie, she are many disciples. If you're then you will be a brave one on a tree.
I will click TV. Now we in Shira. I was your former son for disciple, the host of Spiritual Drive Show. She am a mama pay, I bring power, the power of life, Herbal Center, and I was Spiritual Drive Show. So, aha, the share home near my bit said, Obeda Sudana winning Obida, Obasudana Woody, and I said, Obi, our pioneer, one our dying, and I said, Yari bit is a stroke, diabetes, hepatitis B. And I said, oh, pet, I will. I be discussing in a show you. So, there was a your bomb pie amount, Mamma, the bomb pie amount. There was a dear drew council, a draw away also, and the back count, Amawanya, Wahato.
And auntie, she are many disciples. If you're then you will be a brave one on a tree.
I will click TV. Now we in Shira.
Another lovely Monday. Baby, I will be an obedient about the aroma. Omoye. Me, I'm a tea, Mizume pa. Telegram class. Me did this presentation, Mugusua Mukika boom. My deadline, no. I almost due, you know. More put two near my in order. Na, more presentation, group leaders, no. Say, Moana Mobaye, say group leaders in the bay. Mumma presentation on na. Dear, I was a group I was a award na komo no na package na kwamo na any part of no bia che no bia nya na de enti de wo ho no ene yen se oba de se yakoni eba se yati omina so se yakasemu ana de ayeye affect you bia oba de venture na mother earth so venture na bibia ebe bia na de so bia no enye yi emaye. And we about the crown chakra. That is the last of all the chakras. So far, I started this series. No, I started last 2 weeks. I born a cry, and then any day the crown chakra, no, and with the basics of the 7 chakras. And remember, you share how you can use the root chakra, no, for a specific purpose. And I say you may use the crown chakra not for a specific purpose. We need the basics and a memo. Send the bayer, move to me at Tiasintino, move to me at the jargons that comes with it. Say a basse, the humongous side of it, no, and the brewer when it's real. And he said, and your first time, subscribe to the YouTube or the Facebook channel. Now, I feel so click a bell and so anytime you have a piano. Ubetimi atiyanka say chakras here starting a series no you can start from the beginning was the root chakra. You can start from the root chakra and play the whole way up to the 7th one. That series no 7 series, play all and you understand the basics of it. Once you do no, you will be able to know how to catch up when we start or we go deeper in these chakras. Now, I make mention of herbs, and we say most of these oils that we use purposely for spiritual comes from the Middle East. Okay, they come from the Middle East, and these oils are very, very good. Say I've used them for 1.5 decades, and they have never disappointed me. When you use them for a purpose, they give you results, and when they come and you amplify them also, it's intensify, and then your expectation of the oil is unbelievable. With request Reverend Nyabinto, now we have it here. Say Oba click here, Ubini Biato, we share this type of way, it has been amplified with herbs. The herbs dear, I didn't know her. Me and I didn't know her. But the oil itself came from Middle East. Into Bedu, I share the kind of herbs ya strategy oil ni free one. Na ma hwe other herbs how they can one. A bit me amplify man the day ama rapid response. Say oko healing hands heart United Kingdom and UK. Baby I will be Europe but ubetimi afre healing hands United Kingdom ubenye biato and all products of Power Life Herbal Center. Mama Vic noni na number sinu phone screen so no patch of ofre mo ubenye biato say ofre na say ebia na mana ebiza mesrew ja message uja message they will get back to you after a short time me gidi say bechen so. Now yakwa main topic, the crown chakra. Yakasa crown chakra, crown ye tikwan prayer esisui. Okay, nti that chakra no baby ne trabia ye tikwan prayer away no ne trabia na ekwan efa so here adwumani se oti ho na odwen na enyema na odwen no odwen positively and also odwen negatively with that abia odwen how you destroy someone. You are thinking of how you use. We all have these supernatural powers in us. You are thinking of how you use your supernatural power to destroy someone. You are thinking of how you use your supernatural power to amplify someone. But that's what I say. Whatever you think of will come to pass based on this crown chakra. Why? Because a Brahma sa creativity na a it manifests spiritually. Whatever that you say be out to now meditate, say me per se ade we mremu with that kind of meditation it is able to activate for it to come to reality. And you need to have it in mind, say whatever you think of or you think, as soon as you start thinking about it, that power that lies within you is able to make it manifest in reality. It will be say ubetimi adwan de bi hu say ade we die but obedwen ne sa but because you have this supernatural power that lies in you it may trigger emma air active. When you are using this chakra now be careful of what you think of. I remember a young man meeting me in my office, not catch up, say, Reverend, can you imagine at my stage, she keeps on cursing me, and I told him, say, whilst these things are going on, use your crown chakra. Okay, use your crown chakra. It will repel or get away these kind of negative tongues that are coming on you. So you can use the crown chakra for that. The color and the color so white and violet. White or violet. Anytime you have white and violet, you should know say it represents the chakra. And remember, say the last time on the Friday, I made mention of the third eye, and the third eye, okay, it's coincide with or it governs the mind. When the third eye is governing the mind now, That's a the third eye is opening for you to see what lies within the future now. Ubewu say you see flashes of light. Okay, you see flashes of light, and then these flashes of light, you know, I did explain into further details for you, whereby it comes with sound as well. Into no uhu sa light we na no na uhu sound be ka. It's telling you say that crown chakra no is working. Why is it working? It's working hand in hand with your third eye, and not just the third eye, the throat all the way to the roots. They all work together to give you what lies within the spiritual aspect of life. The crown chakra develops when you are matured. It say oh yeah abofra sa crown chakra no in develop way. Okay, unya teen no ubo say start a develop. Inti you should know say it's when you are in that from your teen age, you know, at times we work when the teen age na in develop way. Teenage in develop way, but you need to give yourself some time and how you study things. And when the better say that crown chakra no is very developed. When the crown chakra is imbalance, say a year tikwan krana represented that chakra na no say a imbalance. What can it give, or what symptoms will you show for people to know that you are imbalanced? First of all, if you become too focused on material goods, for instance, we are saying by the when you bring you are materialistic person, when you bring that one, when you are doing that, or you have that attitude in you, you should know that your crown chakra is imbalanced. You have to bear it in mind that it is imbalanced, so you should desist from it. And then second, seeking more and more possessions in your life and focusing on facts rather than feelings. You don't care about feelings, but facts, possessions. Equipment meet me for meet me nya dey way. Equipment na me for so meet me aye way. That is what you are always thinking of. You are seeking for things beyond what you are supposed to focus. When it happens that way now, if you are someone who is always, you have your interest at heart, not others, then you should know that that crown chakra no is very imbalanced. Blockage in your crown chakra leads you to a joyless existence. Until you say this crown chakra no, when it is not balanced in terms of energy, insipid. So you have to have it in mind. Your decisions are based on rational thoughts alone. Until you say you are not able to have certain decisions, and you are not able to make decisions based on thinking about beyond the circle, but you are always thinking within the circle. You don't go beyond. So for instance, before the whites or the Europeans and others discovered Africa, initially they thought into you fall, until one of them was able to say let me try it and see. When that group came, they were able to discover Africa. That is how it is. When you are in the circle now, you think say you cannot. When you go outside the circle now, it's always you do it within there alone, and which will not help you. Decisions are not made on gut instance or from your heart. Some of the decisions now you hear for enunyampe. For instance, Yawahanum because officer be who say okay you can do this, not so you na ebonu bit me no no why just to make sure say everybody will say okay you've done well without thinking about say adena oh you know is it going to be helpful or not helpful, but because of the kind of pride you gain at the end of the day, you know, you go ahead and then do it. When you do that, your crown chakra, you know, is very very imbalanced. So if you are someone who always do things in their own selfish interest, you need to check it because it's very very imbalanced and it's not going to go a long way to help you. And then again, with that imbalance crown chakra, no, can make your life very boring. Number 1A under that, you know, because always, you know, you are moving. It's like a rat race. You've programmed your daily routine the whole year, so you know, say from ahame kwaha, from ahame baha. You see, it is programmed in such a way that you are not able to decide whether you want to move ahead or you want to stay behind. It is programmed. So from A you go to B, then you come back to A, then you go to B. It makes life very boring. Remember I said last Friday I was telling about someone whom I was learning how to construct a website, and then I went to him and he told me, say, if I can go to a CEO and then he would tell me whatever that I am going to face the whole day, then it means life will be very boring. And then I said, okay, fine. Then I had no knowledge. I said I brought him to see the old man, and then later on that man became so much interested in always consulting to see the outcome of what will be for his work, challenges and other things. You see how it is. So when you seek directions as to whatever that you are going through, it makes it easier for you, unlike you trying to think, say, okay, let me make it a very predictable situation. If I do A, I will get B, and then the little that will come from there, no, is okay for me. And then you should know, say, you are going to a point whereby you will be stuck. Okay, you'll be stuck. This man, for instance, thought, say, when he gets to know that chance in the Beba, it will be very boring. But rather, no, it rather gave him exposure. Why? Because he got to know, say, me let me be careful. So he was very careful with whatever he was doing. Until we need to have that in mind, and it will go a long way to help us. Life will not be boring for us because we will not be confined in that small box as we see life to be, like a shoe shine box. At times people see life to be like a shoe shine, like they are confined in the shoe shine box. So whatever that they are doing, you know, they are within that box. So they move within that small cycle, and then that one becomes very boring. There's so much in this world that you can explore. You have not explored even 1% of it, based on your intuition or your insight. Okay, you have not explored even 1% of it. There are so many good things out there whereby when you are able to activate this crown chakra, you can gain, or you can see all these beautiful things surrounding us, or these opportunities surrounding us, and it will not make your life or your daily routine very boring, because it will be unpredictable. Not like when you do this, then you come and do, no, it will not keep on doing the same thing all the time from work. No, you have so many activities coming in. Why? Because the crown chakra is very active, and it creates certain things for you to do, not for bad deeds but for good deeds as well. So if you work towards your crown chakra, it's going to go a long way to help you. When this happens, time becomes very important, and tasks and activities are done based on clock. As you are within that box, you know, and you know, say, I was say time we require time when me say, no, you are very limited. The 24 hours is not okay for you. But that's what I say. And everything that you do is based on time. But if the crown chakra is very active, you can be here and be getting things done maybe 70 kilometers away from where you are. How? because it is active, and creativity develops mankind, or develops this world. So you can be here and still control things about 70 kilometers away from where you are without you necessarily going there. But I hope so what I say. That is one aspect of the crown chakra. Now, the crown chakra, now, it's seen in terms of divinity. That is where we see divinity to lie at. Okay, in there, when you for instance, some will call it the creator, some will call God Nyame, some will call Allah, some, no matter how, or depending on how you call, or depending on your belief, is within this crown chakra that you are able to determine. Okay, you are able to determine or collect so many ideas connecting to this world that we live in. Based on this crown chakra, you are able to see the divinity of this world. If it's imbalance, seeing it is very difficult. But if it's balanced, at times it could be imbalanced, but you can still think about it that, oh, there's something divine about this world. Okay, there's something divine about this world. But most of the times, when it's balanced, you can think of the good things that comes within this crown chakra, and depending on your belief system, some will call it God, some will call it the creator, some will call it the master of all arts, some will call it Allah, some will call it so many names. Depending on your belief, will make you realize that there's a divine creature or divine supernatural being above all, who that supersedes this earth that we live on. No wonder if you do not feel this connection, your mental and physical health becomes affected. It's say, oh, say this the divinity na make no say ultimate failure. You cannot feel that. Yes, when you are ill and you take maybe herbs, through that, through this divine way, which he has put in these herbs, you'll be healed. You will not take it. Hence, the whatever challenge that you are going through, will keep on intensifying, and it will go a long way to affect you. So when it affects you, when the crown chakra is not working to connect with these things, mentally, if you are supposed to take medicine, you think when you take it, nothing will happen, so you will not take it. So you can see that when we get to where the sickness that coincide with this, you understand it more, and then the herbs that help you to get it balanced, you understand it better. So you need to take note of that. Other than that, your mental state can affect your physical health as well. So you need to watch that one as well. Now, Yanko, when the chakra is balanced, when you have a very balanced or a healthy chakra na ewa hoden, crown chakra na tikran na ewa hoden no, yanhwe how the behavior of such a person is. You feel a sense of wonder at the world. Number one, you feel a sense of wonder at the world. So you see the world as wonderful in a beautiful way. So you picture it, and then you see a whole lot of opportunity that lies within this world. You are not just confined within that shoe shine box, but rather you are exposed to the field full of green, full of flowers, full of fruits, full of whatever you can think of to make use of. I remember a movie with Biameshe. It was about when man was like without brain. For instance, man was like without brain, and how they discovered that this is food, this is water, and the means. I watched that movie, and then like a fiction movie, and it was so funny because at first they were confined in a cave. Now, due to a volcano it got them rushed out of that cave, and then they go to the field. And when they go to the field, orange ebi would be so they didn't know what to do with it. But just what I say. Now, the only thing they could do was to taste it. Okay, was to taste it. When they taste it and it is good, then they start feeding on it. When they taste and it's not good, then they leave it behind. These are some of the things, example I'm giving you. So there's so much ahead of you. There's so much in this world that you can explore. But if you don't take your time and explore them, you will not be able to understand it. So you need to take your time, explore. We live in a big world where it's so wonderful. We have so many things surrounding us, and if you so desire those things, you experience them, no matter how new these things are. At times, someone can say, "Oh, I need this latest gadget that just they just market it or they just launch it." So gadgets now open now. If you set goals for yourself, you'll be able to get that gadget. I'm not talking about goals of negative means, but goals of positive means. For instance, whenever you travel, you sit on the economy. Let me give you an example. Henceforth, if you travel and then you sit on economy, say, "Oh, catch yourself a business class," then you sit at the business class. Say, "Oh, trip now," but how you feel comfortable, you eat whatever you like, you drink whatever you like. When you come back, because you want to always sit at the business class, you will always be working harder, thinking, be creating to be in that business class, not to go back to the economy. Why? Because you know how uncomfortable it is when you are traveling in the economy. You can be disturbed, you will not have a sound sleep. At times the flights could be like 16 hours. You still be up there. And you can imagine, say, in a row. Now, thanks to COVID, there's always a space between. So, but you can imagine, say, if you are sitting in that tight seat, what happens to you? But if you decide, say, "I want to be in the business class," and that is a very good motive, and you work towards it, you can be there, and you will always be traveling on business class ticket without any difficulties. And how you take challenges that comes into your life. There are so many challenges that comes into our life, and at times we do ask ourselves, say, why are we going through this challenge? Yes, the challenges comes in our lives so that we'll be able to move ahead in life. Without challenges, nothing will awaken us or quicken us to move ahead in life. So you need challenge to move ahead in life. Now, let me drink just a glass of water and then I'll come back. So maybe the reason why these challenges, when they come out, the crown chakra is able to help you when it's balanced to get rid of such challenges, and then they become possibility for you.
Disciple, the host of Spiritual Drive Show. She am Mama Peke, paying power, the power of life, Herbal Center, and I was Spiritual Drive Show. So, aha, near Shepon, near my meet said, Obeda Sudana winning Obida, Obasudana Woody, and I said, Obi, our pioneer, one our dying, and I said, Yari bit is a stroke, diabetes, hepatitis B. And I said, "Oh, pet, I will. I be discussing in our show you so. There was a your bomb pie man, one of the bomb pie man. There was a dear draw council, a draw away also, and the back count. I'm a winner, Wahato.
And no tea. She am many disciple. If you're then you will be a brave on a tree.
I will click TV. Now be in Shira.
ye mema wakwaba ye P Life Herbal Tea. This is the reason why I always come and sit here anytime. Remember Friday no ni ye miensa na wo se yekọ ntina wo se chemu na me manu ko mienu na me so be ko baako if say me dey na distance home. You can imagine with this, because of this thing I was able to drive back and forth 7 hours in, 7 hours back, okay, on the same day. Attend the funeral and then drove back to Accra. So you can see, say, this thing gives you energy. It boosts your appetite. In terms of malaria, it helps you. So anything that can affect your system, this thing is there for you to help you get rid of that thing. Body
disciple and the host of Spiritual Drive Show. She am mama pay paying power, the power of life herbal center. I was Spiritual Drive Show so. Aha, near Shahun near my wit said, Obeda Sudana winning Obida, Oba Sudana Woody, and I said Obi our pioneer one our dying, and I said Yari bit is a stroke, diabetes, hepatitis B. And I said, oh, pet, I war, I be discussing in our show. So, there was a your bomb pie amount, Mamma bomb pie amount. There was a dear drew council, a draw and also, and the back count, Amawanya,
Megidi say I feel the sound number. The sound number nampacho mama me town near with the sound number. Let me take it again from the balance crown chakra. When balance you have a balanced crown chakra, the word of feeling about this word no is different. You see so many opportunities that lies within this world that we live in. But just what I say, you don't feel that you are confined within that shoe shine box. You don't feel confined in that shoe shine box, but you see that there are a lot of opportunities. I remember saying, because in the beginning, I don't know, say sound nearby. Now, because we should move whereby they were telling us how man or human moved from learning how to moving from the cave to the field, whereby it was able to mankind was able to develop that kind of concept of knowing what is food and what is excuse me to say what is not food. But just what I say, you know, they came due to volcano, they were able to come out of that cave, and omoba field no omobe hu say mango orange ni we have to go on, and what they did know was to taste. So omo tasting na say omo there, they keep it as food. Say omo tasting na say a problem, so they see it as what is not part of their main reason of being there. I don't know. And then your desire to experience new things, when this chakra is there now, you see the world as a vast place where you can discover so many things. You are not confined within one place. And then the way you take on the way you take on challenges, certain challenges that comes into your life, the way you take them is also a factor to tell you that your crown chakra is very balanced. Some people run away from their challenges. When you run away from your challenges, then it means your crown chakra is not balanced. And then really you deciding whether you've taken the right decision or the wrong decision tells you say your crown chakra is very, very balanced. And then I don't know, said then the sun was okay, but questions will be patrol motion to one, so that if you have these symptoms in you, you will be able to apply what I will show you, and then it will put you on a right track. Am I open to my intuitive guidance? Am I open to my intuitive guidance? Do I feel content with my life? Do I feel content with my life? Do I have faith? Do I have faith? Do I feel stuck with many aspects of my life at the moment? Do I feel stuck with many aspects of my life at the moment? But for questions we need to now say if you fall within these kind of questions, when I give the kind of helps and I said the things you can do now when you do all this will be over. Yemfia yarea se crown chakra no enye balance. It comes with number 1 is depression. Okay, we all know what depression can lead you into. Number 1 is depression. Why is it depression? Remember, say when we were treating the third eye, we said the third eye governs the mind or the brain. It governs it, and then this chakra that we are talking about, and also falls within and don't cover this brain, but just what I say. And don't cover this brain into whatever that maybe you are seeing, which you are trying to understand and you don't understand, can put you into depression state, or some things that you might go through can put you in a depression state. And if you are not careful and you are not able to balance it naturally, then you have to depend on drugs. I know someone who uses drugs all the time just to make sure say he or she is okay. And then the muscular diseases and general aches and pains. So you have muscular diseases and general pains if the crown chakra no imbalance. And then there are skin conditions such as eczema and or conditions of skin in which it becomes red, swollen and sore, sometimes with small bruises resulting from direct irritation. And when this chakra no imbalance, ubon se o ho no mo a ubenya skin disease se crop betimi atoto when that crown chakra no imbalance a crop timi toto. Apart from a crown na atoto ho no, nti obi ho no a o se this atomi ho my usual do be enko, then it means say enye adro na be manako, but balance your crown chakra and then you'll be fine. You'll be free from this ailment. But that's what I say, this skin rashes, you'll be free from it. Balance it. When it happens that way, you need to use some of spiritual herbs to bath, and when you bath it and it is able to balance this crown chakra of yours, automatically it gets rid of those skin diseases that you are maybe facing. A choir able to get rid of it, and they say once you are able to bath or use these herbs, it gives you that intuitive of you thinking what is right. Maybe the way you take your bath, the way you do things are not right. It generates into so many things which can affect you. Now, when this crown chakra is very balanced, light and sound is very sensitive to you. Remember, say when we were treating the third eye, you will see light, different kinds of colors coming in the form of light. Like you are watching movie and then all of a sudden it changes and you are seeing flashes of light. It's something that will be common to you. And then sound, wherever that you hear, you are very, very peculiar about it. You don't just hear it and then let it go. Now, let's look at some of the plants. Before we look at the plants, remember, sir, when if you've not taken this tea before, now say we will be very tedious, or call up and down. New we are be patcho. We here be say who you care be patcho. Healing hands heart, or the numbers no ever screen so say from one you'll be able to get all Power Life herbal products. Ubinya bi ohono. Pico Flares, Power Life bitters, so many white and other things products in now. Ubinya bi ohono. Some of the spiritual soups, spiritual creams, or you get it at Healing Hearts, Healing Heart shop in the UK. It is UK and I say Europe be pacho ubetimi afro from Friday no up to no more running sales, but and then the sales no end. It is a offer and you man no nibo fufu. You can get any of them to buy over there. Oils way so a bi wo honum say from the oils na here from the Telegram class no. You can get some to use. What we have here no, rose oil, and then we have a little bit of other herbs mixed together to amplify it into whatever that you are using it for. And we all know rose to be part of the means to open that sense of your crown chakra no, to make it active. If you bath with rose water, it is very easy for that crown chakra to be very active. If you bath with or you use the rose oil as well, it is able to activate this crown chakra for you. Your creativity and everything becomes different. How do you use them? If it is the water, you can bath with it for some time. If it is the oil, you can use it, apply it, and then based on it, whilst you inhale that sweet fragrance in you, or burning it as a burning oil, or using it as incense, you can use the water, you can use the oil, or you can use the incense. Nina se we use a bit me abwa ama that crown chakra no I very balanced. And say we will be a crown chakra no balance at 10 bia no very hyper. Bibia enyeme bia no because of the depression no nyebe bia ye I can't remember say na obu anu the war enyeme na hejejeja. And one of these with the stars of click walked to me and asked me say I didn't the person so ask me hejejeja what is wrong. I think say I was here coffee na dream. But that's what I say. Na as a result of depression, and na nipanesa. We need to be careful as to when we are dealing with people, because you may not know, maybe they may be going through certain things which are making their chakras imbalance. But that's what I say. You can, if you have any of these things, when you apply it on them, the right remedy to balance that chakra, it will go a long way to help them to come out of whatever situation that they've fallen or they've gotten themselves into. It's in the patch. We're taking note of it very well. Now, you have some of the plants that are able to, when you use them, it will balance this chakra for you. So if you have imbalance crown chakra, what you need is lavender. You need the lavender, either the lavender water, the lavender incense, the lavender tea, or the lavender oil. These 4 products made out of lavender, it will make your crown chakra very balanced. Rose, the rose water, the rose oil, the rose incense, it will also make your crown chakra very, very balanced for you. And then sage. Now, producer, do you have lavender so that they will know how it looks like? Say, lavender, you can put it on so that they will know how it looks like. If you have sage, to put it on so that they can see how sage and lavender looks like. Now, this is what you do. If you are having depression, then I will recommend that you start drinking lavender tea. Now, one good thing is this lavender no, okay, Mama Vic's products, the P Life has quite a fraction of it in it. And when you get the P Life Vitas now if you are going through depression anyway, and you are not in Ghana here to gather these things, and it's going to give you difficult time. But what you can do is say for healing hearts for no, say offer healing heart, they will be able to give you this P Life bitters. The P Life bitters has quality of this lavender in it that will depression that you have on you, the pressure and everything that you have on you, it will help it regulate it to become balanced. But that's what I say. It's always open back home, I feel one will be say, oh, you're very hyper, oh, be say, what's that? Calm it down. So it's a way you have to think about. And then the sage too, you can use the sage to also balance it. Okay, you can use the sage. I think say in class we've treated sage and you know how to use it. So if you have the sage, you can use it. I remember Friday the oil that I brought here had sage, or the herb itself mixed with the oil. Okay, it has herb mixed with the oil. I didn't hear send the sage will amplify to enable that third eye discussion to be open. But that's what I say. And you know, when you have sage, it is able to balance this chakra for you. Either you burn it at incense, use the oil, and then it will go a long way to make sure say it is balanced. And say who will be and talk people are beginning to doubt your whether you are in your right state of mind. What you need is these things that I'm mentioning. The oil you can get some at Healing Heart shop in UK. The all mama big products of oil in so don't P Life, Power Life Herbal Center. Nina Okohonma Obenyabi, dear spiritual anyway in an Okohonma Obenyabi Ohonmato. The most important thing say we will be a money very tedious. Na say ebi akwe bar because why man wa ban wa bre untimi dia. What you need is ubedu if you just make a 1 teacup of this. Okay, what you need is just a teaspoon and make your hot water without sugar. Drink it. Within few seconds you begin to feel say you have the appetite to eat. You'll be able to eat and then the food will digest properly for you before you go to bed. It will be certain beyond now energy. What keeps us moving is this thing. You need one for yourself and your family. It will go a long way to help you. Now, so far, our series of the 7 chakras, no, and then was your film, and then so far I started here no na enkoye wa brabo mu a because of this presentation or this lecture you've been able to change from it. What are some of the things transnafa pen and paper natural from the beginning up to now, and you'll be able to know say whether you are making changes in your life or you are not. Whether you are making changes in your life or you are not. For those of you who have been with us from day one, we have some comments from Facebook as well. Esther Joy also no sound. Esther me pacho me this is here sound number. And JP Ocho say yes, that one was heard. Oh okay, until we are for free, and we was said okay. Sound is good now. That is from Esther Joy. Thank you, Esther. And JP Ocho say yes, the sound is up. Say okay. And Harriet Darko, they were born in some Harriet Yamisha. And JP Ocho say no sound. Please check it for us. Thank you. Mijidi says you see the sound no time I would buy na MI, but you see the sound no abba. Julia Efua ebe like here. Georgina Wusu answer like here. Mensan Daniel like here. Even now and so ebe like here. JP Ocho or like here. Gertrude Crunchy like here. Charity Demezi or like here. Sami Tuga or like here. Na Philip Guy wow or also ebe like here. It's muna ya damasese ene mutimi ba a class na ube shuande. And then I had a series of the 7 chakras no AC. Nyame adomo echna tomorrow is for those who always write to us. We don't understand the Ghanaian language, so give us a version in English so that we can also understand. Tomorrow between 8 to 10 p.m. I will come your way with the English version of whatever we've treated. I'm taking it step by step. In Click Telegram class, we don't rush. What we do is we take our time to explain things to you. Why? Because we want you to have that impact, that knowledge in your home, in your community, in your country, so that you can also impart it. When things are not going well for people around you, you'll be able to use it on them, and then they will be free. Why? Because these herbs can be found in our kitchen, can be found in our garden, can be found in our community. When you use them, it will be very, very good. You can save a life by using them. You can do so many things. You can cast demons, you can cast evil spirits, evil eyes out because of using these herbs that are, you find them in your kitchen, you find them in your community. So tomorrow, God willing, between 8 to 10, I will come your way with the English version. Last 2 weeks we treated how you can revive someone who has crossed the portal to the other side. Someone who has crossed the portal to the other side. When I talk about the other side, I'm talking about, we have two living places, okay? One for the living, and one is the land of the dead. Now, when someone crosses over to that land of the dead, how within that space of 3 days before the portal closes, how are you able to bring them back? We treated that. So if you haven't watched that one, you can go and then watch it. And then last week Tuesday too, we treated Nigo pepper and then ginger. We treated Nigo pepper. We looked at the spiritual aspect and then the physical aspect as well. We treated both. So if you haven't watch that one as well, you can go to the Click, subscribe, and go to the Click TV page, and then you can watch it. Anytime that I come live, you will be able to join to enjoy some of these herbs that you can find them in your kitchen, and you might think they are spices, just ordinary spices, but they are not ordinary spices. They can go a extreme mile to assist you. So that is it. We'll meet tomorrow between 8 to 10 for our English version, and then we'll be treating alligator pepper, God willing, tomorrow. Alligator pepper is very broad. That is what we are treating tomorrow, between 8 to 10. It's a continuation of what the 3 spices we combined to revive someone who has crossed the portal. That is what we are taking them one after the other to see what they can do. Tomorrow you'll be able to know that yes, you can do peace with the Mother Earth. How do you do it? God willing, tomorrow make time and you'll be able to find out how you can do it. See you tomorrow. Bye bye.
For disciple, the host of Spiritual Drive Show. She am Mama Peke, I power, the power of life, Herbal Center, and I was Spiritual Drive Show. So, aha, the share home near my bit said, Obeda Sudana winning Obida, Obasudana Woody, and I said, Obi, our pioneer, one our dying, and I said, Yaribitis a stroke, diabetes, hepatitis B. And I said, oh, pet, I will. I bet discussing in our show. So, there was a your bomb pie mount, Mamma, the bomb pie mount. There was a dear drew council, a draw away also, and the back count, Amawanya, Wahato,
and Nunti. She are many disciples.